Okay, I am live. So, as promised, every Monday, going live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And I wanted to talk about something that is all over the news these days: California fire, LA fire, which is the most horrific thing that we have seen, I think, at least in our lifetime. Um, it looks absolutely horrific, and it's just so surreal. It's like a horror movie, a real thing happening on the planet Earth. And it reminded me of a few things that I've learned from Bob Proctor and other amazing teachers, and I wanted to talk about. But before that, if you are watching the live anywhere on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, leave me a comment. I can read the comments. I don't see who's watching live, but I see the comments. Or if you're watching the replay, also, please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about what I'm going to share, and also about, yeah, let's talk about it. So the fire actually reminded me of a similar incident, not to this scope, not at all, like a smaller incident, fire, somewhere in states, and people lost their home. And there was a reporter who was reporting and interviewing people who lost their home. So she interviews two different families, two different couples, and they both lost their home. Sometimes I give this example in my events because it is real, it's from real life, and it's really powerful to see in devastating situations. Now you can relate it to everything else in your life, but see in devastating situation how we can behave and react in different ways. So people who have lost their home in the fire, the reporter goes to the first family and they interview them, and they are absolutely devastated. They are really sad and they are crying, and they say, well, we lost everything. We lost our home, all our belongings, our memory, and everything. And we're absolutely devastated. And then, well, that's really understandable. And then the reporter goes to another family, same day, same event, another couple, they lost their home, and they're holding each other's hands, and they say, well, the reporter asks, how do you feel? And they say, well, we've lost our home and belongings, but thank God we have each other. Thank God we are alive. Thank God we have the most important thing, which is each other. So why I'm mentioning that, because the this incident, the LA fire, really reminded me of that, another incident, and that I, by no means, I want to minimize what people are going through. I have no idea how it feels to be in that situation because I haven't experienced that. So I'm not minimizing the situation at all. It must be absolutely terrible. But what I am saying here, and one of the laws of the universe that I want to talk about, is what I learned from Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale, and so many amazing teachers, spirituality teachers and gurus and mindset teachers. Is, well, first of all, that's the way these people look at the event. It's the same event, same situation, same circumstance, but one family is looking at it as if we have lost our home, we have lost everything. The other family is looking at it that, yes, sure, we lost our home, but thank God we have each other. So it's a change of perspective. In any given moment in your life, if you're going through something hard right now, it can be a health issue, it can be your finances, it can be your career, it can be relationship dynamics, friendship, your love life, whatever it is that you're not happy with, I promise you, you have this power, you have the power of your thoughts to shift your perspective and look at the same situation from another lens. It is possible. Again and again, we see in history, same event happens, Two people look at it completely different way. One person look at it at, why me? That's so sad. I'm the victim. Why is this happening to me? Another person look at the same situation and asking themselves powerful questions. Questions are so important. Asking themselves, why is this happening? What is the purpose of this? What am I supposed to learn from this? How am I supposed to grow from this event? What is it, what this event is helping me to grow and to become a better, stronger version of myself? So the same fire situation that is happening right now, I am sure there are a lot of people. Again, I am not minimizing the situation at all, and I have no idea how awful it feels to lose your home and everything. But I'm sure the majority of people thinking, why did this happen? Why did I lose my home? Why did this happen to me? And really feel like the victim. And there are very, very few other people who are thinking, already thinking in the future, and let me see what is next, let me see what is here for me to do, let me see how I can improve my life, let me control my thoughts, let me control my emotions, let me not get into the victim mentality. That was something that happened, was out of my control. Now what? What is the next step? What is the next move? Who should I call? What should I do? And there are people who are solution oriented. Their perspective is, what is the solution? How am I supposed to move from here? What is the next step for me? What is the best thing to do from here? But there are other people who are they are just going to stuck in the victim mentality, and unfortunately some of the people, they're going to stay stuck in the victim mentality for a long, long time. And because they can't change their perspective, their life gets stuck in that really hardship. But so, what I wanted to talk about, and by the way, if you're watching it live, leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I can read your comments here. I don't see who's live, but I can read comments. And again, if you are watching the replay, please leave me comments. I love to see and know, what do you think about perspective. So perspective, my mentor Bob Proctor taught me, is the one of the highest mental faculty. So we have 6 higher mental faculties. Those are the things in our mind that we can use in our benefit to manifest whatever we want in life. One of those higher mental faculties is perception. It is the way you look at something. And you have the ability to change that no matter how bad the situation is. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at something, the thing that you are looking at changes. And it's also quantum physics. I'm not going to get into quantum physics that much, but you as an observer, you as a conscious being, you as a human being with a marvelous mind, have so much power. One of the powers that you have, one of these higher mental faculties, is your perception. So I want to challenge you, in whatever situation you are in, ask yourself, if this was Bob Proctor, I ask myself sometimes, if this was Bob Proctor with his bulletproof attitude, if this was Earl Nightingale, if this was Tony Robbins, whoever that you can think of as a role model, think about your situation and ask yourself, if it was that other person, my role model, dealing with this situation, how would they think? How would they feel? How would they believe? How would they react? What would their attitude be about my situation? And one of the practices that is really, really helpful is to write down the issue, the problem that you are going through, write it on a piece of paper, put it on a table, bring it out of yourself to the piece of paper and look at it and ask yourself, if it was Bob Proctor, if it was this person, that successful person, how would they think about the same situation? So that's a really powerful practice. And also, I said here, I wanted to talk about the law of the one of the laws of the universe. So one of the laws of this whole universe, first of all, is based on laws. If you think there is no law and the only law that you know is the law of gravity, I challenge you to rethink that. The whole universe is functioning based on many, many, many different laws that we are aware of some and we're not aware of some. There's nothing random. If it was random, look at the nature, look at the change of the seasons, look at the moon and the sun and the day and the night and the perfect, I always say, look at the perfect proximity that the planet Earth has with the sun and the moon. And there is order in this whole universe. You can see that if you observe that, if you take a minute to think, really think. And one of these laws of the universe is the law of polarity, meaning there are opposite sides to everything. There is night, there is day, there is dark, there is light, there is cold, there is hot, there is inside, there is outside. There is no inside of the room if there is no outside. Polarity. Everything has good and bad in it. There's masculine, feminine energy. Everything, this whole universe is based on polarity. And everything has good and bad in it. Actually, Bob said, there's no good and bad. Everything just is. It is our perception. Again, we go back to perception. It is our perception that makes something good or bad. And you can shift that. But you haven't done it so far. No one has taught you to do so. You haven't learned it, so it's going to be challenging at first, like learning everything new. You're going to give yourself some time to learn how to use this higher mental faculty, your perception. So because this universe is orderly and it's based on laws, one of the laws that is governing this universe is the law of polarity. That means, think about what you're going through right now. Any challenge, any difficulty that you're going through, any situation that you're going through and you don't like, think about what is good here. There is always good and bad in any situation, and that's you, by changing your perception, you can find what is good here for me. Actually, usually the things that happen in our life that we don't like and we resist, those are the things that our soul need in order to break through some ceiling, complacency, in order to get out of comfort zone and tap into the higher version of the soul. We as human beings, majority of the time, we just want to keep our comfort zone, be in the similar situation, be in the safe, familiar situation. Something happens that rocks our world and we think it is bad. It is actually your soul craving for something better. So, to recap, you have a higher mental faculty. You have 6 higher mental faculties. One of them we talked about today is your perception. In any situation, challenge yourself and ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Why is this happening? What is it teaching me? What is here for me to actually improve my life 100 times better? Keep asking yourself that question. Questions are powerful. Your mind will eventually come up with answers, but give it some time. And then know and be aware of the laws of the universe. One of the laws, the law of polarity, and know that even in the darkest moment of your life, even when things look so bad, like you haven't experienced anything as awful as this situation, even when you lost everything and you're at 0 or even minus, ask yourself, if there is bad, tell yourself that if there is bad, it's just the coin. The other side of the coin is good. What is the positive thing here, and how can I pivot from here? How can I change my focus from what is negative to only think about what is positive here, why is this happening, how am I supposed to get better, and really give your all your energy to the positive side, and know and know and know that nothing happens against you, nothing happens to, no one is here punishing you, and everything happens for you, everything happens for your upliftment. And we only grow, expand in our consciousness, in our mindset, in our attitude. We only become more successful and better version of ourselves, not through ease and comfort, but through pain and hardship. So look at the situation you're going through, use your perception, use your thinking, and remember the law of polarity. I will go live again next Monday. Every Monday I go live. And if you want me to talk about anything, anything about mindset, anything about manifestation, if you've been stuck, if you are manifesting something, you haven't been able, if you have any questions about anything that I talk and teach, law of attraction, anything like that, please let me know. Leave a comment below here and I will go live next week and we'll talk about that and teach that. My aim here is to really add as much value as possible to you. Thank you for your time. Have an amazing rest of the week. Bye now.